Hey everybody, welcome to GGS Railways. My name is Greg, this is my YouTube channel. Alright, so if you watched the last video, you'll know that I recently lost my voice and I'm kind of getting it back. I'm still a little squeaky, but all is good. So alright, what are we doing? Well, you know, these little guys right here, and I knew you could just barely see them because they are super small. We're going to take them into the train room and we're going to add them into the population in there. And I think it'll be cool. We have some areas that, you know, could use some people, whatever. So let's take a little closer look at these guys because I know you guys cannot see them. So all right, here at the end we have a lady with a blue dress. And if you get close up enough, what does this remind you of? And I'm not trying to be mean or whatever, but it looks like an Oompa Loompa to me from Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. So I don't know, what do you think? So all right, so then we got a businessman here who looks like he's got a briefcase and a yellow suit of some sort. And then we got a lady here carrying some sort of package. And this guy here, I thought he was carrying a package, but I think this is actually a priest. And I think that might be a Bible. So I went in there and kind of tentatively decided where I was going to put these guys. And this guy may need to go someplace else, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Although, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Then we got a lady here in a green blouse. It looks very nice. She looks like she's holding her purse. Looks like she's on a mission, maybe shopping or whatever. And then we have this guy here with a pail. And I'm thinking that, you know, this guy, kind of spoiler alert, can go over there by the barn and yeah, he'll be carrying a pail of something. So all right, so in the middle of the tracks that we always show in there, there's, I believe there's a liquor store and there's the town hall, then there's some sort of store, I think, and of course the barn and some other things. Anyway, all in a police station. There's a big old cop, robber, and all kinds of things. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, I figured that these guys will look pretty good in there. And I have some spots, like I said, picked out. We may need to pick out another place for the priest because I had him standing outside the liquor store. And yeah, that's probably not going to work. All right. Anyway, let's get in there. Let's see what we can do, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody, here we are in the train room, and maybe we'll just take a quick tour in case, you know, like this is your first time ever, being in here, and we'll just take a look at what we got real quick, and then I'll show you where we're gonna put these guys, basically in the middle section that you can see right here. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? So, all right, let's start over here, and excuse the crude camera work. I'm gonna try to get us over here without making us too dizzy. So all right, so here on the floor we have our wind-up section with the Hafner wind-ups and or the Marx wind-ups, depending upon what we like to do. And this is O-scale track, it's 2-rail track, and it's specifically for wind-up track. And then we have some accessories and so forth that kind of match the air, and yeah, pretty nice. And then up above that, this was my grandfather's in-scale layout, and of course he never really got it quite as far as what you see now, mostly because he had two grandchildren that like to mess with these things, and were kind of obsessed with trains. I bet you can't imagine who I'm talking about. But anyway, God bless him. You know, he never raised a fit or whatever. He just let us play with it. And so, yeah, in his memory, we kind of redid it a little bit. Of course, we got little Thomas that's kind of running around by himself right this moment, but you know. Anyway, so all right, then beside that, and once again, we'll have to do some funky camera work, so do excuse me while we do that. So, all right, over here we have just a section with that's bordered with some G-scale track. And then looks like we got a phone booth with a lady coming out of it. I don't know if you can see the lady for the bell, but she's much bigger than the scale. But you know what? We don't do much with or pay attention much with scale here, and it all seems to work out because, you know, we got a little bit of everything in here. We've got G scale, we've got O scale, we've got S scale, we've got HO, we've got N. So yeah, you get the idea. So all right, so very cool. So all right, so something that nobody has seen yet is this area right over here, and I'm not done with this area, of course, as you might can tell, but we're going to do a little bit of a zoo over here. And you know, that's inspired by the picket fence we got in a lot, and some of these animals. And so yeah, we'll strive to get some other animals, maybe a little bit of a zoo scene. So all right, you may have, if you're a loyal viewer, seen this antique train garage that we have, and you might notice I have a race car on one side And then one of the American Flyer locomotives that we could not repair coming out the other side, we did wire it up for the lights, so that's pretty cool. It looks pretty nice just sitting there with the light on. Very cool. I mean, if you can't have it function, why not just, you know, have it sit there and look pretty nice. So, all right, so that little race car that you see there, that has a special significance. When I was a child, I had a reputation of being able to take apart any toy that anybody bought me, and my grandfather strived to find one that I could not take apart, and to this moment in time, I've not been able to take that one apart, so I guess he succeeded. So, all right, so let's move on. Let's move over here a little bit, and yeah, so all right. Once again, this is kind of bordered by the G-scale track. And this is part of the original, or some of the original stuff that we had. We've got a water tower over here that bubbles, and I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to be, I don't know, is it a water well, an oil well? I don't know, you guys tell me. And, or a water tank, I don't know, well, why would it be bubbling? But anyway, all right, then of course, you know, we have our gate man that comes out when the train goes by, and of course, you know, a cattle, no, that's the milk platform, and yeah, the cattle one's straight ahead right there. So yeah, then of course we have the flagman and a bunch of buildings and so forth. And you know what? Once again, you know, all this stuff doesn't necessarily go together error-wise, but when you put it all together, in my mind, it looks pretty cool. So all right, so we have some figures here sitting on the bench, which brings me to one of the elephants in the room, almost literally. So when I bought these figures that we're going to talk about and be placing here in a minute, excuse the camera work. I alluded that they were, you know, the antique lead type, and yeah, they would go with these others. Well, they are not in fact lead, they are plastic, and they're not quite the same scale as the others, but here in a minute I'm going to lay them out, and I promise you they're going to look great. You know, as you can see, we've done a bunch of different scales here together, and it looks fine. It looks awesome to me. You know, we don't we don't do a lot with scale here. So all right, so then over here is kind of, we'll ignore the mess, the HO scale area, and of course the crane that goes back and forth, and the bump trolley. This is also notoriously where we stage other projects because it's kind of out of the way. So all right, yeah, that's the old standard gauge track there that we took up in favor of the new standard gauge track that we just got. So all right, so I'm going to swing over here and try not to get dizzy. Look away if you're getting dizzy. So all right, so over here, and I'm going to have to zoom out, and I hope I can zoom out enough. So all right, somebody alluded that they liked the over and under track, and this is where it moved to. It was originally, well, not doing too great on the camera work here. It was originally kind of on the other side, and we moved it over here when we expanded our tracks. So all right, yeah, we got the baggage cart thing, which we previewed for you guys, and it was kind of a hilariously bad, good, bad, however you want to say it, humorous accessory that works well with limited success. All right, so we got this O scale track, and then we've got this. This is actually Trix Twin, this track, and I think that's OO scale, but I would not swear to it. That's the only Trix Twin offering track that we have in here. So all right, so let's get to the matter at hand, which is this inside loop here, and I'm turning all the wrong knobs, so you'll excuse me. I'm not trying to make you guys dizzy, it's just happening. So all right, this is where we're going to do our figures, and in the inside loop here, see if we can get this zoomed in a little bit. Man, I'm not going to win any awards for the camera work on this one, are we? So all right, so we've got our little figures over here on top of my transformer, so that I don't, you know, forget which ones go in order or whatever, so I can describe them. But anyway, they are going to go over here, and what I'm thinking is that the lady that I said kind of looked like an Oompa Loompa, she looks like she could be probably at the let me get this a little bit better here, over here, which I believe this is a liquor store. I think it says Grapes of Wrath, so I think it's a liquor store. So I think she'll be at the liquor store. I think the man with the yellow suit, and once again, excuse the camera work, can go out here outside the town hall, and he's doing some sort of official business maybe. I like making up stories. I like making things kind of make up and make sense in my mind. So all right, and then we got the lady here, and it turned out I believe this is a picnic basket, and I think we can probably make her, let's see, she could probably be coming out of the liquor store as well, because she's got a basket. Maybe she wants some wine with her picnic. I don't know. So all right, excuse me, the cough is trying to come back. All right, and then over here we have this over here, which I believe is some sort of convenience store or whatever, and or restaurant, or I don't know what it is. But I figured we could have the priest coming out of there, and the lady carrying her purse maybe. That'll be good. And then of course over here on the back we have a barn, and I figured that the guy with the pail can probably go by the barn. I think that will be good. So all right, what do y'all think? Pretty good plans, huh? Pardon me. So all right, so I had told you guys about the other folks in the town here, and you will notice that these guys are much larger, and these are in fact the antique lead type. Here's a lady in a blue dress. She looks very stylish. She looks like she's coming out of the church. She's just dressed to the nines. And then over here we got a cop, and we got some guy over here with a gun, and the cop's giving him a stern lecture about having a gun in town and blah blah blah. So yeah, you like the way I make up the stories. Very cool. So all right, so that's what we have, and oh wait a minute, I almost forgot some folks. All right, we don't want to forget anybody. So all right, let me get this zoomed back out. So all right, here. So all right, and then over here we got these guys, and these guys came with a Goodwill lot, so I'm not sure exactly what their significance is, but these guys are sitting here by the tracks. They look like a couple of character engineers or railroad workers or something. They look like they may have been visiting the liquor store. I don't know. You like the way I just make up things. All right, then we got this guy over here, and I don't know what this guy is actually supposed to be. Once again, he is of the lead era, and so I'm not sure what he's supposed to be doing exactly. But yeah, and then okay, so over here, and somebody commented on this once upon a time, asked if this was of any significance, or my girlfriend, or yeah, I'm not sure where that question came from. But yeah, so all right, so this is one of the lead figures, and it looks like she may be a kitchen worker, or I don't know what she is exactly, but she's awfully cool, and she stands there by the track. She's waiting on the train, I guess. Yeah, all right, very cool. Let's see, also over here, wow, we got a lot more things over here than I actually realized when you start talking about things and start showing things. All right, once again, excuse the crude camera works. All right, over here, if I can find it, is a station, and of course we got what looks like a train worker. Now I have one of these guys that only has one arm. I'm not sure if that's the one or not. I can't quite tell. He may very well be. And we got some businessman over here at the train station waiting on a train, and then we got some other folks over here on the other side. I think that's that spooky girl we did the Halloween the Halloween video that we did once upon a time. She's kind of lost a lot of her paint. She looks pretty spooky. So all right, then over here, and I promise we are almost done looking at the folks over here. So this is kind of a military scene. I got these military guys in a lot. Once again, these are the lead, and of course, then the Marks military truck. And yeah, I don't know what they're doing exactly. It looks like they're doing some sort of military maneuver of some sort. So all right, yeah, so that's where they live. They did move slightly when we moved the tracks and so forth. So I just noticed more people, guys. Man, I did not realize we had this many folks in this town. Man, okay, so over here, we got a huge dude, obviously a railroad worker of some sort, and he is, excuse once again the camera work, staying over here by the vending machine or ATM machine or whatever that's supposed to be. If the camera would focus, that would be nice. Uh-oh. Here we go. So all right, yeah, that's what that is. Now I don't know why my camera just did that. My phone's acting a little odd here. So, all right, so yeah, that's the guy by the vending machine. And then we got, looks like the conductor with, or I guess it's a conductor, the railroad worker, the one that has 2 arms. And then we got a person here waiting on the train. Not sure, it looks like a business person of some sort. So, all right, then of course, we got the mailbox and the train schedule and whatever routes. So, all right, yeah, that's what we have in the town. So, all right, let me get these other guys placed where I think they're gonna go. We kind of went over that just a minute ago, and we'll be right back and we'll see how I did. We'll see what you guys think. We'll be right back. All right, so we have all the new folks inserted into the town here, and we're ready to show you guys where they went. Of course, I already told you kind of where they're going, but let's see how we did. So, all right, the businessman in the yellow suit, he went right here. Right here by the town hall or whatever that is. And, he's obviously there to do some business. Yes, very cool. Sorry, and then over here, we did the lady that I meanly said looked like an Oompa Loompa over here by the liquor store. And the other lady that was carrying the picnic basket. And yeah, so it looks like that says cafe and bookstore. All right, well, we could have had the priest come out of there. I thought it was a liquor store. I thought that was odd. So, all right, so speaking of the priest, we have him over here. He's coming out of the cafe. And the lady in the green dress, it looks like she's going in. So that's very cool. And then, let's see, last but not least, I think that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's all of them. 6 is over here. And it is the guy with the bucket. And as you can see, he looks really nice over there by the barn. So yeah, he's bringing the horses and the cows something to eat or something to drink, or I don't know what he's doing. But all right. So all right, guys, how did we do? I think that's pretty cool. I did not realize until I started showing you guys just how many people we actually already had in this town. So all right, so that's my little world, guys. All right, guys, well, that's about it for today. My voice is barely hanging in. So I guess we won't push it. We'll try to do some more later, maybe. All right, until next time, GGS Railways out.